सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्य मध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् एकदन्तं महाकायं तप्तकाञ्चनसन्निभम् लम्बोदरं विशालक्षम् वन्देऽहं गणनायकम् षडाननं कुङ्कुमरक्तवर्णं महामतिं दिव्यमयूरवाहम् रुद्रस्य सूनुं सुरसैन्यनाथं गुहं सदाहं शरणं प्रपद्ये. So today, I think we have spoken regarding the first 13 nakshatras, like in the previous class, mostly. So, Ashwini, Apabharani, Kritika, Rohini, Mrgashirsha, Ardra, Punarvasu, Pushya, Ashlesha, Magha, Purvashadha, Purva Bhalguni, Uttara Bhalguni, Hasta. This much maybe we have discussed in the previous. So the rest of the nakshatras we actually discuss today. So I have given a note where the facts are actually almost accurate, like accurate in my knowledge. In the previous note, it was certain parts were not very complete. That's why it has been changed. So one of the parts that omitted in the new note is actually the friendly nakshatras and not friendly nakshatras. But there is a very simple rule to identify that. So we can discuss that rule first. Then it will be much easier to calculate the friendly nakshatras and unfriendly nakshatras. So basically, the 27 nakshatras are categorized into 3 groups of 9. So 3 groups of 9 forms 27. And this system is called the Navatara system, the system of the 9 stars, Navatara. And in that system, every nakshatra, the second, the fourth, the sixth, the eighth, and the ninth nakshatras are considered to be friendly to that nakshatra. The nakshatras which are third, fifth, seventh are considered to be bad, like unfriendly or like not good for that nakshatra. So every nakshatra has got a positive connection with the second, the fourth, the sixth, and the sixth, eighth, and ninth star from that. And every nakshatra has got a negative connection between with the third, the fifth, and the seventh star from that. In that regard, we see, if we consider the first star as Ashwini Nakshatra, Ashwini has got a positive connection with the second star, the Bharani Nakshatra, the Abhaharani Nakshatra, the fourth star, the Rohini Nakshatra, the sixth star, the Ardra Nakshatra, and then the eighth star, the Pushya Nakshatra, and the ninth star, the Ashlesha Nakshatra. So Ashwini have a connection in that form. But with the stars Kritika, Mrgashirsha, and Punarvasu, Ashwini generally have a negative connection. Now, in Vedic astrology, we understand that the 10th nakshatra will be like another expression of the same nakshatra, which we call the Anujanma nakshatra. That means the 10th star from Ashwini, we have already seen that it is called as Makha. So Makha nakshatra is considered to be equivalent to Ashwini nakshatra in its basic energy. That is why Ashwini is connected with Makha, and also after that Nayan is completed, the return star, which is Mula Nakshatra, which we will see today. So Ashwini, Makha, and Mula Nakshatra shares a basic primordial energy, and we will say that energy is connected with Ketu. So the planetary energy for Ashwini, Makha, and Mula Nakshatra belongs to Ketu. So we can actually create 9 groups of 333 stars which are having the same primordial energy. So their connection with the corresponding star, that means Ashwini's connection with Apabharani will be the exact connection that Makha also has got with Apabharani. Or Ashwini's connection with Kritika is the same connection for Makha with Kritika, Mula with Kritika. Ashwini's connection with Rohini will be the same connection for Makha with Rohini, Mula with Rohini. And that is called the Janma Anujanma Nakshatras. That means each 3 of that group forms a triangle, and actually they are considered to be 3-level expression of the same primordial energy. The details of that, like there is like further like divisions are like there, like Janma Sampat, Vipat, etc. That is not the part of the basic understanding, but there is further application for this knowledge as we go a bit more deeper to that. So basically, this is the rule for the connection. So that is why it is not included in the new note, because we can generally simply see the count to the star and understand what exactly is the connection. So one more time I'm saying every star has got a positive connection with the second, fourth, sixth, eighth, and ninth star from its own, and the 10th star will be its own manifestation. And for every star, generally they have a negative connection between the third star, the fifth star, and the seventh star. So that is the way to identify it just from the number. Now coming to, so any questions on that?
Yes, Dr. Vikas, I understood now that with Ashwini and with Maga and with Mula, I can easily find out which are the positive connections and which are the unfriendly connections. But what about, for example, Swati? If I want to know who are the friends of Swati, how can I find that out? out this, or Shravana or whatever. This I don't
Okay.
know.
You consider Shravana.
Okay.
So for Shravana, what is the second nakshatra?
Here I also start to count from number 1 with
Yes.
Shravana.
The number one is actually that nakshatra. The number two is the succeeding nakshatra.
So for Shravana, the friendly nakshatras are Dhanishta and Purvabhadra and Revati and so on, right?
Exactly.
And the unfriendly for Shravana are Shatabhishak, right?
Yes.
And Ubhadra and then Ashwini.
Yes.
So I start from above then. Okay.
Yeah. You start
Okay.
from that planet, and it will be very
I
correct.
understood. Okay, great. I understood. Thank you very much. Okay.
Dr. Vikas, I have a small query. So if this is the case that we calculate from, the number one will be that particular nakshatra, and then the second and so forth and so on. In that
Mhm.
case, what is the significance of the dangerous Veda star?
It is a completely different thing. The
All right.
Vedha star is actually a completely different thing.
All right. Because it says Jeshtha for Ashwini. So, yeah.
Yeah, dangerous star. For Ashwini, the Vedha
Hmm.
is actually Jyeshta Nakshatra.
Hmm.
Um, in our calculation, what
Hmm.
will be the status of Jyeshta? To calculate Ashwini's connection with Jyeshta, we need to
Hmm.
calculate from the representative of Ashwini in that group, which is Makha. So
Hmm. So
Makha,
after Magha, then Mula.
no,
Oh.
we are calculating that group of Jyeshta. Jyeshta's group starts from Makha.
Hmm.
Mula is actually the succeeding star of Jyeshta.
Oh,
So
a succeeding star. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
so Makha, Purva Bhalguni, Uttara
Uttar
Bhalguni,
Falguni.
Hasta, Chitra,
Hmm.
Swati, Vishakha, Anuradha, and Jyeshta.
Jeshtha.
So
Nice.
Jyeshta should be, in the calculation which we said,
Hmm.
Jyeshta should be a positive star for Ashwini because it is a ninth star.
Ninth star. Oh, yes. Huh.
But it is not. That
It
is why
is.
exactly it is written again as
Huh.
the dangerous nakshatra. Jyeshta is dangerous for Ashwini.
Hmm.
The reason is actually a bit deep. That is why we
Acha.
didn't discuss that here. Why it is dangerous, that is more complicated.
Okay,
But
okay,
it
okay.
is, even though it is a ninth star, it cannot be considered as a very friendly
Auspicious
connection.
pairing. Yeah,
Yeah,
with
even though it
Ashwini.
can be friendly, that is the more dangerous. Ashwini can have a very friendly connection with Jyeshta,
Mm-hmm.
but it will be a trigger to the manifestation of the most dangerous destinies of that person.
All right. Okay.
So for calculations like marriage, where the two people are supposed to
Yes.
be together all the time, Ashwini and Jyeshta connection should be completely should be
Avoided.
avoided.
Just like Rohini and Swati, it says. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, okay, I get it. And what about marriage with the other unfriendly ones, nakshatras?
Unfriendly nakshatras, if you are marrying, you should be ready for adjustments because there
Okay.
will be conflicts, there will be confrontations.
All right. Okay.
Is it great? Maybe not so much, but it is still manageable.
Unlike the
Yes.
Veda, unlike the
Unlike
Veda.
the Veda, unlike the
I
Veda. Veda
I
is
got.
something that should be like permanently avoided for permanent connections like marriage, partnership,
Ship.
things like that.
G. I understood. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Yeah. Thanks.
Doctor, because I did not understand why is Ashwini enemy of, what did you say? Yeshta, or what was it? Yeshta?
No, I didn't say Ashwini is enemy of Jyeshta.
No.
No, I said if you if you see that like that in the note, then forgive me. Please understand it is not enemy. It is dangerous nakshatra.
But
Yashna and Ashwini has got a dangerous nakshatra connection, which means that each them mutually will trigger the most dangerous destiny paths inside each other when they are actually together, when their energies are spreading. So even if they have a friendly connection, actually Ashwini and Jesha have a very friendly connection, but still it actually triggers the worst destiny possible for each. So their permanent connection should be highly discouraged.
and are there any other such connections which are
Every
dangerous?
star definitely has got a Vetha star. It will be good if you like observe the note. It is the written the Vetha star for each nakshatra, and that is it. So
It's
each
called
each
Veda.
nakshatra only has got one Vetha star, and it is written
I didn't understand. It's called Veda star, like
Vetha. Yeah,
Veda star.
yeah.
Okay. And another question, what is the 10th star from? So I know how to find out the ninth and the 8th and the 7th, but what about the 10th? For example, for Swati, when I count down 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Shatabhishek.
7, 8, 9. What is Shata Bishak for Swati?
Shatabhishek
Oh,
is
Purva.
Swati. No,
Yeah.
Shatabhishek. Ardra Swati Shatabhishek is actually one cluster.
Ah, yes, it's the ninth. But what about Purva Bhadra for Swati? Is it
Swati is having the same primordial energy as Shatabhishek. So Purvabhadra's connection with Shatabhishek will be Purvabhadra's connection with Swati.
so it will be friendly then because
Mhm.
it's and
Yes.
and is the connection between Swati and Shatabishak, is it a good one or
It is based on like one's own connection with oneself. So it
so
cannot be
it's
said as good or
neutral?
bad. Swati and Shatabhishek has got neutral connections because
Neutral.
they are actually one, like a different expression of the same energy. So
Okay,
energetically, Swati and Shatabhishek are same. They only
I
have difference between the expressions.
I understand. And do we need to know this only for marriage or for other cases also? For what
This
specific?
Vetha is important for marriage, any permanent connection.
Ah, okay. I understand. For also for business partners, you need to know. Okay.
Business partners, yes. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
What happens when someone in your close family is a Vetha star? The question is generally it is not good to start business partnerships with them, but like if there is a genetic connection, that means if there is a janma bandha, it actually overrides the Vetha. That means you cannot actually, or like you doesn't need to worry about having a Vetha connection with your father, mother, your child, your brother, your sister, because all of them have that genetic connection. But if like in the Western world, like sisters, brothers without genetic connection, if that is the case, then that is not good. So generally in astrology, every relationship is defined as something that is not having a genetic connection. So Veda is only important for relationships or like connections in that sense, which does not have a genetic support. When we speak about dangers, we are only considering the one of two people. Yes, yes, yes. We only should be considered the moon because it itself is a big consideration. because moon is connected with the circumstances. So it should be considered primarily for the checking of the nakshatras. So everything that we speak about the nakshatra here is connected with the moon. Of course, the others can also be connected with nakshatras, but moon actually is the one that is like important in that sense. So that is yeah, regarding the connection between the nakshatras. Now we can go to the rest of the nakshatras. The first one is actually Chitra. Chitra actually is a very bright star. You can actually clearly see that star in the sky. There is a very like good day which we call the Chitra Purnima. It is coming in March, April. Chitra Purnima. You observe the moon. Moon will be associated with that star in that sky. It's a beautiful star. The word Chitra itself means different, or like shining, or like bright. And it is because of that star is differently observable from the other stars. And it is like very good for almost all type of activities. It is a very soft star. It is precise but soft, like Hasta and Chitra are very good combination for soft activities, but Hasta is more soft and nourishing activities. Chitra is more soft and precise activities. That means if you are actually want to guide somebody, or like give them like an advice which they are not going to take very easily, Chitra is a very good star for such activities because of the planetary energy of Mars. Very good star for studying martial arts, things like that. Very good star for surgeries, things like that. Even though it is a soft star, it is good for all the weapon related activities. And it is like very good for crafting anything that you're actually crafting, like metallurgy, like jewelry, things like that, where it is not naturally present, you're actually crafting that. Handwork, crafting, this is the best star for all kind of like activities. Like if somebody is asking you a good day for starting a jewelry business or something, one of the safest stars to suggest is Chitra. And for any manufacturing works, any construction works, it is a very good star, because it is the softest controlled form of energy. But it is strong energy, like it is represented by tiger, so it is really ferocious. It can be, if we are not like, it is very intelligent also, it is also ferocious, but it have the intelligence to convert that ferociousness into a soft appearance, which is very convenient for many activities. So that is the star Chitra. Its symbol is like a pearl. Now that is Chitra Nakshatra. Next one is Swati Nakshatra. Swati Nakshatra, the primary energy is connected with Rahu. So even though Swati is very much like the previous nakshatras, the Hasta and the Chitra, Swati has got this Rahu sense inside that. Generally, it is very well. Most of the times, it is actually a good nakshatra. If we need surgery, Chitra is a good time. It cannot be said like that, because what if you are actually that person who needs the surgery is born to and is born to a star which is having unfriendly connection with Chitra. So it cannot be like, don't actually begin to suggest good days for people immediately after this, because that will be based on the horoscope of that person. What is their Janma Nakshatra? It will have a big impact like that. But generally, it is a good star. Then like Swati is Chitra itself, but instead of Mars, it is more Rahu, so it will be more indirect. Swati is considered to be a very good nakshatra for working in the background. So if you are not like ready to come out, if you're actually not like ready to how to say, like express yourself, but you want to influence things in the background, that generally is Swati. If you observe, they generally take the position. Swati actually take the position in the background and try to influence things from the background. So that is the impact of the Swati nakshatra. It is a very it speaks generally like very attractively. Swati is like Swati has got the capacity because of the Rahu energy. Um, the stars which are having the Rahu energy are like Ardra, Swati, and Shadabheshak. Of them, Ardra is very aggressive, like it is very tikshna. So the impact of the Rahu generally will not be seen that much there. But in Swati, you can see the full manifestation of that Rahu energy. So that will be very good at like attracting, connecting, combining, sticking on, things like that. Swati is a very good nakshatra for that. Generally, comparatively, a very good nakshatra for most of the activities. Its devata is Vayu, so basically, like its deity, devata is Vayu. So basically, they are actually very good nakshatra to start anything connected with Vata, Vayu, Pranayama, things like that, dance, things like that, movement oriented things, grace oriented things. Swati is actually a very good star to start. And also, it is a star that generally considered to be very good in abundance, like to generate somewhat an abundance. Swati is actually a good star. Now coming to the next one, it's Vishakha. Vishakha is actually the nakshatra. It got the name Vishakha because it is a very straight nakshatra. So Vishakha is considered to be one of the neutral stars. That means it generally have a neutral connection, even though we can actually calculate, like we said earlier. But Vishakha has got a very new, like it's famous for its neutrality. That means it generally will have a not so favorable, not at all unfavorable connection with most of the stars. It is one of the stars that is very easy to like we can say that it is good for nothing, or we can say that it is good for everything. So it has got the least self-expression nature. That is why like its symbol is like this potter's wheel. Potter's wheel is like, potter's wheel does not create any shape. I hope you understand what is a potter's wheel, where the people were doing pottery. So, however, the person who is running that wants, that shape is what comes from the potter's wheel. So it itself does not have an expression, but it actually expresses anything what the other person wants. So generally, they are actually very good at being neutral, and also they are actually generally unbiased. They have almost of a similar connection to all people. And also generally, like even in the good nakshatra, bad nakshatra, etc., their goodness will be very close to neutral, and their badness will also be very close to neutral. But still, like they are actually, they can be very like family oriented. They can be very much like majestic. They can be very courageous when things comes to affect them. Like once most of the times they will be not involved and detached and things like that. But something becomes so serious for them, they can actually express great courage and great conviction in activities. That the primary energy is Jupiter's. Because of that Jupiterian energy, they generally do big things when things really hit them, where it hurts. Like then they kind of like go beyond their neutrality, mostly to the positive things, but sometimes also to the negative things. Now, the next nakshatra is Anuradha. Anuradha, the word means the one which follows the light. Anuradha nakshatra is a very soft nakshatra, and it is very much connected with the deity of Anuradha nakshatra is Mitra. Mitra, like Mitra, the deity of Mitra, of so a meeting, or like yeah, the it's coming from the same root, me. Mitra means the one which connects, the one which meet together, the one which make things together. So that is Mitra. And generally, the Sanskrit word Mitra itself means friend, like the close accompanying person. So that is the energy of Anuradha. It is a very friendly nakshatra. So it is not neutral, it is actually friendly. So basically, if an Anuradha nakshatra person say bad things about you, it means that mostly you are bad. So otherwise, they try to avoid it at their best. They try to keep up somehow a friendly connection in most of the times possible. Their animal itself is like deer, that thing. So it's very fast also. Like Anuradha Nakshatra is very soft and very fast. So they are actually very fast to forgive. They are actually like generally will be having a friendly intent, and because of that, it is considered to be a very good auspicious nakshatra for almost all of the activities. Like if you are actually beginning a partnership, like multi-people partnership, it is good to have an Anuradha nakshatra person inside that, because generally that provides for a coordination. They kind of like act like a bridge, and something that communicates nicely and connects things together. So that is the Anuradha nakshatra. But they have a Saturnian energy. Because of that, they never rarely forgets. Like, of course, they will be easy to forgive, but they will not forget exactly what happened. And because of that, if it become too much stressful, they will reach to their primordial energy. Primordial energy is Saturnian for Anuradha. The expressed energy is what connected with the friendship and Mitra and everything. That is expressed energy. Primordial energy, the base form of that energy is Saturnian. So they can actually cause real struggles for you if you really push them to that far. But otherwise, they generally Anuradha, they generally want to see the light in the world, see the light inside the people. So basically, that creates for positive attitude and positive associations. Now, coming to the next one, Jyeshta. It is considered to be the the most eldest of the stars. That is why, like, it is called as Jyeshta. So Jyeshta is considered to be the most oldest of the 27 stars. So basically, that is why that name. And it is very, very precise, and it is very like straight, and it's kind of like opposite of Anuradha. It generally will not stand for the how to say, like the softness, or it will not, you cannot expect softness, or like you cannot expect forgiveness forgiveness from Jeshta. It is a straight star. It is an aggressive star. It says things very, very clearly. If you are connected, you are connected. If you are not connected, you are not connected. It's very distinct. Basically, you see the Jeshta star will come in the Scorpio sign. The Scorpio is the base sign. So that Scorpio character of the Scorpio will be very, very visible inside Jeshta. So there is Jeshta travels through that Scorpio Sagittarius bridge. So it has got the precise aspect of Sagittarius with the non-forgiving aspect of Scorpio. That is why it is very precise. It doesn't, it is very much, mostly it will be on the side of what is right. But the problem is that what is right will be based on what is right for it. It's not like what is right for the whole world. So it is a very, like, if you are getting a friend in this star, that is fantastic. If you're getting an enemy in this star, that may be not good, because they generally don't give too much for the logic. So that is the Jyeshtha nakshatra, and its symbol is basically umbrella, or like it is that symbol is quite significant for Jyeshtha, because my teacher explains, like, in umbrella, if you are actually holding an umbrella, you are actually holding its legs. So if you want to make that umbrella save you, you should hold its legs. So in the same way, if you want a Jyeshtha to work for you, the only thing that you need to do is holding their legs. Like, you just fall to their legs, hold on to that, even if it is hurting for your ego. If you do that, you will always have that Jyeshtha on your side. They are like not capable of pushing you away if you're actually holding their legs. So that is the way to interact with the Jyeshtha, is particularly if they are actually in a bigger position. It is the most nice way to deal with them, is to behave in a way that you are actually touching their legs and they cannot actually get out of that. So if you are a Jyeshtha, you should be really careful on allowing people to touch your legs, because sometimes you will get trapped with them. So that is the case of the Jyeshtha. Now, the next nakshatra, Mula nakshatra. It is called as the Mula because that is where the space begins. So we have a, so like the third space, or like the, it will be too complicated. Like, generally we have a feeling, or like we have a theorem that space begins from Sagittarius. So Mula Nakshatra is actually the beginning of the Sagittarius, and that is from where the space begins. And the Mula energy is actually the root energy of everything. So from the manifestation of the world starts from this nakshatra. So the first nakshatra is formed is Jyeshtha. But in the Jyeshtha nakshatra, it is unmanifested. But from the Mula nakshatra, the manifestation starts. So Jyeshtha is actually the seed. Mula is actually the first roots that are coming out of that seed. Jyeshtha is actually the seed energy. Mula is the root energy. And that is why the name Mula, which means root, for that nakshatra. And of course, obviously, it has got the planetary connection with the Ketu, because Ketu represents that primary energy. And it's basically like Jyeshtha, it is actually also very precise and very aggressive and very unforgiving. But there is a bit of like difference, is that it is less dangerous than Jyeshtha. Like, generally it has got a detachment, which is the Ketu energy detachment, which is not there for the other aggressive stars. Because of that, only if you are actually going against Mula, you need to be worried. Otherwise, they generally will not involve with your things. So Mula Nakshatra has got that tendency to start a lot of things, to nourish a lot of things, because they want to act like the root. So their best position is in the form of root. So if there is a big group and you have a person who is born in the Mula Nakshatra, generally they do well when they are actually at the root of that. And generally it is like Mula Nakshatra is a the god, or like the deity. That is the correct word. The deity is actually Nirirati. Nirirati is actually the deity of fear. So Mula Nakshatra is basically, generally their entire life will be based on the emotion of the fear. So you will see either them as very afraid or them as fearless based on that, the planetary association with that nakshatra. But that is their basic thing. And just like friendliness is for Anuradha, or like um, precision for Jyeshta, Mula Nakshatra is very much connected with fear and fearlessness. So that is the Mula Nakshatra. That is why their animal is dog. Generally, if it is, it will be very loyal. It will be very much connected with you. But if you are actually like, it can also hunt you like that. Now the next nakshatra is Purvashadha. Purvashadha nakshatra is actually, it has got the Venus energy, just like the Bharani nakshatra, or just like the Purva Bhalguni nakshatra. Purvashadha's primary planet is Venus. So anything that is connected with Venus, we can actually associate that with Purvashadha nakshatra. It is like, it is one of the most unstable nakshatra. That means it goes up and down and up and down. It is very aggressive, it is very ferocious, but also it is very unstable, very dangerous nakshatra to be a friend. It's much better to have a Purvashadha enemy than having a Purvashadha friend, because you cannot actually rely on that nakshatra. It will go up and down and up and down very fast. The reason for that is because it's not because they are not intelligent. They are actually one of the most intelligent of the nakshatras, but they have very less self-control. That is why the symbol of that nakshatra is elephant's tusk. So I don't know whether you have seen elephants very close, particularly when they were young. If you see a young elephant, very young elephant, cannot actually control its tusk. Like, you can actually, if I don't know whether there is video or anything, can see that its tusk will move like this, like this. It does not have any control of that tusk. Like, it generally does not have any control of its trunk, and also it does not have any control of its tusk. Like, it's very small, but it will, like, its head will go like this, go up like this. That is exactly the case of Purvashadha. They generally have very less control over their head, not actually trunk, tusk also. So trunk also, tusk also, that whole head, the small elephant, you see them like staying and eating food, their head will move like this. If they are eating, their head will move. For the big elephant, only the ears will move, but for the small elephant, the head will move. If you see a big elephant moving the head like this, run as fast as you can, because it is coming down to its childishness, and the results may be not always very beneficial for us. Like, if you see an elephant running to you, and while running it is rotating its head like this, run as fast as you can, because that means its sanity is a bit less. It become a young elephant in an old elephant's body. That is not quite good. And so it is not just the trunk. Trunk definitely will be like that, but its head also will move along with that. So that is a Purvashada's case. Like, it is one of the most intelligent nakshatra, but it has got very less stability, which makes it, because of the Venus energy combines with Jupiter's energy in the Purvashada's case. It generally, Jupiter's energy is coming from that Sagittarius sign, as you can imagine. So that combination is a very unstable combination. That lack of stability is actually the badness of Purvashada, but otherwise it is a really wise star. So anything where they are actually wise, and also they are, most of the wise nakshatras will be also soft. Purvashada is actually one wise nakshatra which is not soft. So if you want to say some unpleasant truths, that is the best nakshatra to choose. It is not taken for any other thing rather than you are actually wanting to speak some unpleasant truths. Because its energy basically is actually unpleasant but truthful. So if you are actually wanting to have a correct opinion regarding yourself, you ask, say, Anuradha Nakshatra, or you ask a Pushya Nakshatra person, they generally will be not interested in showing light to your weaknesses. They generally will be more happy to say good things, and generally will be pleasing to you. But really you want to know what exactly is your state, ask a Purvashada Nakshatra person. If they are actually in their good mood, you will get hundreds of problems of yourself, so that you will be completely convinced that you are actually in a terrible state. So that is the advantage of Purvashada Nakshatra. They are very truthful. They are very mirroring. Now coming to the Uttarashada Nakshatra, the name itself is significant there. Purvashada means before the light. So Purvashada generally have that chaos that is there in the morning. So you will see the birds flying with different sounds, sun coming, something are visible, something are not visible. That is Purvashada. Uttarashada means after the light comes. So Uttarashada is basically considered to be one of the good nakshatras for almost everything, and it is very fast. The Uttarashada is actually the flash among the nakshatras. Like, it is very fast. Um, Sometimes if you are having a disagreement with an Uttarashada nakshatra, you will think that they will remember that for a long time, and you will think that you will be still inside that disagreement. They will be moved on from that in record speed. So they are so fast that it's very difficult to keep up with them. And but otherwise they are actually soft. They are actually supportive. They are actually stable, fast, and generally they are actually strong, also very strong. Their deity, or like the devata, is Vishwadevas. Vishwadevas are actually minor deities that assist in everything. They don't do anything, but they assist in everything. So Uttarashada Nakshatra is particularly good in that sense. They are actually the best to assist. If you're actually wanting them to do something all on their own, maybe not always good, because they will not stay on something to get the full result. But they are actually very fast, so they will move on. So they will not have enough time to root. So you understand, the root nakshatra is Mula, Purvashada, Uttarashada. Uttarashada's energy is completely contradictory to Mula's energy. So they will not stay enough to root. So individually they will not maybe doing that much big things, but they are the perfect to assist. So that is the energy of the Uttarashada. Now, going to the next nakshatra, Shravana nakshatra. Shravana is considered to be one of the nicest of the nakshatras. Generally, it is very much energy of sustenance. Shravana nakshatra is having the highest energy of sustenance. So basically, um, ascending energy is Rohini, transferring energy is Hasta. Rohini, Hasta, and Shravana are actually one group. So ascending energy is Rohini, transferring energy is Hasta, sustaining energy is Shravana. And it is generally it is its symbol is like an ear, sometimes ear. Because of that, it is a very good star to listen. So it will listen very carefully. So many of the times it will be generally having positive results in the life because it will be attentive to what life is saying. Shravana generally, all the nakshatras, Rohini, Hasta, and Shravana, generally have the better parts of their life in the middle ages and in the end ages. Their childhood maybe not always very fantastic, but still they generally will listen to the things that life is saying, and because of that, over the period, once they reach a certain age, they will begin to have things much easier in life. And also Shravana nakshatra is very like dynamic in its energy, so it can actually connect with anything, work on everything. So it is a good nakshatra in that sense. Now, like another, like one of the another symbol, like so I have to say something that is regarding the animals, the birds, the the symbols. There are many different schools exist. Each school is correct in its own sense. The reason for that is because the nakshatra is actually a combination, not one. As I said earlier, like in the previous class, it is not a single star, it's a cluster of stars. Because of that, the symbols, the animal, things like that, there are different schools exist. So I generally said what we follow. If there is another, you will see in the very nice books different symbols. So it is, there is no need for like, how to say, thinking that it is wrong. We need to understand that it is also a valid understanding, just like the symbols of 6 and 9. So when we look from here, that can be seen as 6, and somebody else looking from the other side, like it can be seen as 9. So in the same thing can have like two different truths exist onto that. So that is the case of the symbol, the animal, you will see different. And whenever you see different, you add that to your existing list, because it is giving you a broader view of that nakshatra. But in case of planetary energy, things like that, there's only one opinion, and if you see any opinion other than this, it is wrong. So that is the difference between that. Now coming to the next nakshatra, it's called as Dhanishtha. It has got another name, Shravishtha. Um, it is the nakshatra of music. Generally, Dhanishta nakshatra speaks in such a way that their words will be music to your ears. They are having the energy of Mars, so it will be better for you to not completely trust that music, because if they are actually charged, triggered, they will go into that primordial Mars energy, and that will be not good. So Shravishta is a nakshatra. Its symbol is actually lioness. So basically, its animal is actually lioness. So they can hunt you very nicely, but they can also be connected with you, protect you, provide for you in a very nice way. And its deity is Vasu. So Shravishta is a very strong finance-oriented nakshatra. Generally, this is my experience. People born in Shravishta nakshatra have a general awareness of the finances, etc., will be very high inside them, like assets, finances, because that nakshatra's natural energy is to combine administration action with good presentation. So like strong action combined with good presentation is what Shavishta, which is very good for like things like finances. It is, but in its energy, it is very much in its external expression of energy. It is very much like Shravana. That means it can do anything. It can connect with everything, like it is like a nakshatra like that. It's very dynamic in its essence. Now the next nakshatra is called as Shatabhishak. Shatabhishak is basically nakshatra that is its name itself means like 100 healers. Shatabhishak. People born in that nakshatra generally have like a healing capacity. Their hands will have a natural healing with them, and particularly connected with if they are giving a medicine, if they are giving like a water or a food, basically it will have more healing properties than the others. The other star that is having the same capacity is Hasta Nakshatra. Hasta Nakshatra. So Hasta is almost having the similar healing capacity of the Shatabhishak, but Shatabhishak is particularly good in like food, like water. Generally, it is a belief that if you have a Shatabhishak Nakshatra person in the home, you are actually asking them to give you a glass of water. It will be more over time. It will be very good for your health and your longevity. Otherwise, in the energy, it is much like Shravana and Shravishta. It is good for everything. That star is generally taken nice for almost everything. And it is animal is horse, which is showing it that star's capacity for like tireless actions and courage and things like that. So Shatabhishak is a very active, dynamic star. And its deity is Varuna. So Varuna is actually considered to be the deity of water and oceans and things like that. So basically, anything that is connected with water, Shatabhishak generally is a good star. So if you want to learn swimming, start learning swimming. This is actually a good star in general sense. Now, the next is Purva Bhadrapada. Purva Bhadrapada is very much like Purvashadha, the star before, but the difference is Purvashadha is Venus energy, Purva Bhadrapada is Jupiterian energy. So it is also Ugra, but it is very much like it's a transient nakshatra. That means it connect with one dimension to the other dimension. So it is an interdimensional star. So it is not like it will have it will be unstable. Like it will be sometimes actively present, sometimes actively absent. So Purva Bhadrapada generally have a presence and absence, a switch inside them. If that is on, they will be present. If that is off, they will be not present. So when actually you're actually saying something, an important thing or a secret or like something like that to a Purva Bhadrapada person, make sure that he or she is active and on. Otherwise, you will say that they will always like nod and yes and no and things like that, but they will be not hearing anything that you're actually saying. So they have that on and off switch. Then the next two stars, Purva Bhadrapada and Uttara Bhadrapada, has got that on and off switch, because whenever they are thinking, their thought, they are the most thinking stars of the entire 27. Purva Bhadrapada represents the junction between Aquarius and Pisces, which is very famous for its deep thinking. So it is the deep thinking star, and it is very much connected with that. Um, they are very famous for their concentration and things like that, but still they are very ferocious. They are aggressive, and they generally kind of like come back to their senses with a blast. Like if you are actually just calling them from behind when they are in a thought, the moment they come to this world, they will become angry to you. So it will be much good to not wake them up from their sleep, things like that. So Purva Bhadrapada is a star like that. Similar star is like Uttara Bhadrapada. But the only difference is soft, um, stable. Purva Bhadrapada does have that um, lack of stability, but Uttara Bhadrapada is a much stable star. Even though it has got the switch just like Purva Bhadrapada, but it has got a better control over that switch. So it is a very good star for starting meditations, things like that, where you are actually Purva Bhadrapada is also a good star, but in the Purva Bhadrapada the control factor will be very less. Because of that, Uttara Bhadrapada is a nice star to start practices like meditations, which for every spiritual practice it's a good star. The reason is that its primordial energy is connected with Saturn, it is connected with spirituality, and it allows you to like successfully go to the extra dimensions without too much of a risk. Purohadroda is also like that, but it is always involving a risk of an emotional disturbance, which the Uttarabhadrapada does not have. So if you're actually going for something that make you understand your previous lives, things like that, Purvabhadrapada is actually um, Purvabhadrapada is a good star. Uttarabhadrapada is a very nice star for that things. Wherever you're actually trying to move in between the dimensions, it is generally considered to be very like good star for like high level of spiritual dikshas and things like that. Now coming to the last star, Revati. Revati is actually a very, how to say, like it's a star of nourishment. Revati's primary energy is very nourishing. That means that if you're actually looking for nourishment, it generally provides nourishment. It is that finest combination. Like you will see the combination of Venus's energy with Mercury's energy, with Jupiterian energy in Revati. So because of all the naturally soft stars energy other than moon combines inside that, it's a very nourishing star. The problem of Revati is that it nourishes everything. So if you have like bad qualities, it nourishes that. If you have good qualities, it nourishes that. It does not actually differentiate. So if you're born in Revati, there will be a constant presence of nourishment in your life, but you need to use that nourishment for the sake of goodness, so that it is nourishing the good side of you. Generally it is a very very lucky star. Revati is considered to be a very lucky star, considered to be its devata is Pusha. Pusha is actually like the deity of light. So it is considered to be a star that is very much connected with the light. So enlightenment, things like that. That is why it's the last star. So everything ends in enlightenment. Everything ends in Revati. But we need to use that light around us in a judicious, proper way to attain that. So that is the 27 stars. So do you have any questions?
Dr. Vikas, I have a question exactly about this beginning and ending, because on one hand, you say we begin with Ashwini and then we end with Revati, but at the same time, we had this beginning at Sagittarius. I don't remember. It was Jeshta, yeah, exactly. You said that Jeshta is kind of the seed of everything. So that is also kind of beginning. And I got a little bit confused there.
Yes. Basically, Jeshta represents a seed energy. So there are three chakras. Like, you need to understand that 27 stars has three cycles of 9.
Mm-hmm.
So the first cycle is before your existence. That cycle is represented by all the stars from Mula to Ashwini. They are representing before that is why they are interdimensional stars. All of them have got that interdimensionality, particularly the N stars of that has got higher interdimensionality. So they actually represents the unmanifested state before you manifest. And Ashwini to Ashlesha represents the present, or like the fully manifested state of the world. So the thought regarding the creation of this world started from Mula. So the thought regarding the manifestation of this world started from Mula, and the world began to manifest from Ashwini.
Yeah.
So the first from Mula to Ashwini is basically represents the state which we call Avyakta. Avyakta means not clear. And
So the Avyakta is from, sorry, can you say again? The Avyakta is from Mula to Ashwini, you said, right?
Mula, yeah, that 9 stars. Mula
Yeah.
to Revati.
Yeah.
Avyakta is Avyakta.
Oh, Avyakta.
The other stars, like the Ashwini to Ashlesha, Vyakta, they are actually manifested. The world manifested there. It, if you calculate, it represents the first 4 signs: Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer. The world got manifested completely.
Sorry, that is again from Ashwini till
9 stars. Ashwini to Ashlesha, 9 stars.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, yes.
And the middle one is Vyakta. That means it has got manifested aspects, it has got unmanifested aspects. That is the 5th house, the 6th house, the 7th house, and the 8th house. Manifested aspects are there, unmanifested aspects are there. In the 5th house, the manifested aspect is your intelligence, unmanifested aspect is your child. In the 6th house, the manifested aspects is your challenges, unmanifested aspects is enemies. The 7th house, the manifested aspects is your journey, the unmanifested aspect is your relationships. 8th house, the manifested aspect is your death, and the unmanifested aspect your transformation. So they are called as Vyakta. They have got both Vyakta and Avyakta. If we consider from Aries, from Ashwini, Mula will fall into the 9th house. From 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th, all of them are unmanifested.
Yeah.
So that is the
and the first 9 stars fall under Vyakta, right? Is that correct?
One more time, I didn't understand the question.
The first 9 signs from stars from Ashwini till
Ashlesha.
They fall
Yes,
from
Ashwini
under
till Ashlesha, they are actually Vyakta.
Vyakta. Yeah, okay.
For this world.
Yeah. Okay, super. Thank you very much. That's very clear.
So, but this triad of things existing in everything. So this is from where in the Rashi, if you're actually looking in the signs and the houses, this is where the trikonas are formed. The first house, the fifth house, and the ninth house. Avyaktatadini bhutani vyaktamadhyani bharata avyakta nithananyeva. That is what Gita says. It starts from avyakta, it become manifested and vyakta, and then it ends again in avyakta.
Dr. Vikas, this is a bit confusing. Can you briefly explain it one more time about this Vyakta and Avyakta? Why doesn't it coincide with the beginning of the zodiac cycle with the Ashwini? Why is Ashwini not an Avyakta and then it's Vyakta Vyakta and then it's Vyakta? Why
Consider
not?
the zodiac as a child.
Mm-hmm.
Ashwini is its birth star. Ashwini is the star where the child is born.
Okay.
But child is manifested well before that.
Yeah.
In the mother's womb, the child is
Yeah.
manifested well before that.
True.
Or it is further manifested before that in the mind of the father and the mother.
Mm-hmm.
And they decide to have the child.
Mm-hmm.
That state is where the before stars are coming.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay. So of course we can actually celebrate the birthday from the Ashwini onwards. But the child is in an unmanifested form, exists before that.
Okay. Until now it's clear. Yes.
Then further there is no unclarity. Then the child kind of like grows up, become old, and dies.
Yeah.
So is there a child there?
I don't know. In a way, people consider that yes.
Yeah. So that person is still there, but not like as a body, but as like a memory, no?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
represents the other third, the third one.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it is now clear.
Yeah. So why don't we start counting with Mula in general and say, okay, so this is the time preceding the birth, and then so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, and then Ashwini is the 10, and la da da. Why do we?
The reason is Ashwini is actually like very easy to find and understand. Mula is not an, as because of its unmanifestedness, Mula is not a nakshatra that is very easy to identify. Ashwini actually not that much easy to identify, but the corresponding cross star to Ashwini is very easy to identify, which is Chitra. So Chitra's position actually is 180 degree from Ashwini. So because we can see the Chitra very clearly, we can mathematically calculate Ashwini with the maximum precision.
Mm-hmm.
That is the reason why we take Ashwini as the first nakshatra. But you should have asked this question, why the Aries is considered as the first sign. Still, this same question can be applicable.
Yeah, because of the spring equinox.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And can you please repeat what you said about houses where all this manifested or unmanifested nakshatras fall? That part I totally didn't get.
No. That is, you should, houses is actually a different classification altogether from nakshatra.
That I heard, but you started mentioning the houses, the trina,
Yeah, like
and that,
the first and
and
the
here I
fifth
got
and the ninth
confused.
house.
Yeah.
The first and the fifth and the ninth house.
Yes.
First house is you, which is the
Yes.
middle, like the manifested form. Fifth house is your child, which is unmanifested, like that.
Mm-hmm.
Ninth house is your grandchild, which is completely unmanifested.
Mm-hmm.
So But ninth house also is your father, which is manifested. So the first house, the fifth house, the ninth house forms a cycle of manifestation and unmanifestation. Is it clear?
Yes, but what to do about it?
Nothing
Like
to do.
it's yeah.
No, like unless that is this is called as the basic course of astrology, you doesn't have to do anything on that.
Yeah.
If you are going to prashna and you are going to like how you will differentiate a trauma to a person come from this life, or whether that trauma come to a person while he was inside the womb of the mother. So it should come to the mother, but it does not affect the mother, but it affected the child.
Okay, and you see that somehow from the houses? From
Yes,
manifestation, not
from the prashna. Yeah, in the prashna way, yes.
Mm-hmm. I see. Okay. Thank you.
I have a question about that similar cycle of the planet, which we discussed in the first lesson. Of course, there is a correlation there, but that correlation is like highly confusing. So maybe at the end of this course, we can discuss that correlation again. It is not accidental that Ashwini has got the Ketu energy, and Ashlesh or Revati, the end star of that circle, has got Mercury energy. Are any of you actually familiar with a thing called Enneagram? Okay, then no problem.
No.
No problem. No problem.
Can you
If
repeat the name of the thing? Niagara?
Yeah, I think so. I am very terrible with spelling, but I think it is the spelling. If you know, it is much easy to explain. That is why I thought. If you're not knowing that, it is terribly confusing. Not anagram, not anagram. It is a, how to say. I think you search this and you should get, if, or otherwise Google will autocorrect you. So, but if you're not knowing that, I will suggest not looking that. It will become more confusing. But it's up to you. Analyzing horoscope without reading nakshatra only Rashi, absolutely possible. Absolutely possible. The only thing that you need to take from the nakshatras is the Vimshotari Dasha. Other than that, you can do that completely, analyze a horoscope from the signs without touching the nakshatras. This I have told, like this was the first, in the first course I did it like this. But because of the availability of the internet, people were searching nakshatra, and asking like, what about the nakshatra? That is the only reason why I added to this. If while you're actually going through all of this, you will get further more confused. But that is essential fate of mixing of two things.
Okay, thanks. But I didn't understand, what is the Vimshotari Dasha? Did you
Which we
explain
will
that?
discuss. There is a class definitely connected with that in the next. So yeah,
Okay.
so we will discuss it there.
So you didn't mention it before, this
No,
Vimshotari?
not yet.
Okay. Thank you.
Dr. Vikash, can you nevertheless say something about the order of planets that happen, because it actually repeats 3 times, right? The Ketu, Venus, Sun, Moon, Mars, Rahu, Jupiter, Mercury, Jupiter, Saturn, Mercury, and then it begins again with Ketu, Sun, Moon.
Yeah, that is the order is exactly like that. So if you're asking why that order is like that, that is actually a question that is connected with Madam Helen's question, like which we have
Okay.
for the end.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Dr. Vikas, will we have another lesson about how to find out which stars are malefic and which stars are benefic?
I don't understand that, Christian. Because stars are like rashis, they are space. They cannot be even said as malefic or benefic. Planets you
No, I
can
mean,
say malefic and benefic.
yes, I mean planets, not stars. Sorry, I said the wrong word. I wanted to say planets which are, because I learned in a different way that Saturn and Mars are always malefic, and then last time you explained
So,
it's wrong.
sure.
And so I'm
To explain
confused
that,
about that.
can you actually explain the meaning of the word malefic?
Yes.
What exactly that word means, malefic or
Uh,
benefic?
I thought that a malefic planet brings bad circumstances like accidents or diseases into your life, and a benefic planet brings luck and prosperity and good health. And
If that is the case, no such. If it is aggressive and non-aggressive, that classification exists in Vedic astrology. But if it is bringing good or bringing bad, that classification does not exist in Vedic astrology.
okay.
Because in the Vedic astrology, the Sanskrit words are Saumya and Krura. Krura means aggressive, heartless. Saumya is actually, Krura means fire based and heartless. Saumya means water based and heartful.
Mm-hmm.
So, Sun, Mars, Saturn are Krura, aggressive, heartless, but they can actually bring too good, like very good. Being like certain ascendants and having a strong sun in a very nice house, it alone can save the horoscope. So you can actually have every other planet bad. A strong sun single-handedly will save the horoscope. So is it a benefic or a malefic?
Yes,
So
can you
benefic should be considered, like the Sanskrit word should be labhadaha or like pushtidaha, the one which gives benefits. Such a classification does not exist in Vedic astrology. Vedic astrology has got classification aggressive, that means fire based, and how to say non-aggressive, or like what is the opposite of that, whatever it is, which is water based, or like based on the right nadi, like the Pingala nadi or the Ida nadi. That is the only difference between the planets that Vedic astrology has got. So the malefic planets are not just Saturn and Mars. Sun is a malefic planet in that sense. Mars is, um, weak moon means moon that is not that much in the night. Like for an example, new moon or like things like that. That is a Krura. And also like Mercury when associated with other Kruras become a Krura.
okay.
So Krura planets are 5. Originally Saumya planets are 2, which is Jupiter and Venus.
Okay. But last time you said if Jupiter, for example, Jupiter or Venus, they rule the eighth house or the sixth house, then they become bad planets. Is that right?
Absolutely, yes. A Saumya
So
planet
they don't
can
give,
also become a bad planet if it is ruling a bad house.
but then they don't give any good things into our life. They don't bring
They
luck.
don't give any good things. They also will make it so much more water than necessary. So much more water than necessary means you have less ability to change things, because to change things you need fire. You will have more confusion, more emotional difficulties, trouble in connecting with the world, trouble in establishing your presence in the world. All of this will be compromised.
I see.
So, but comparatively, like you see, like the Saturn, Mars, etc., generally because of their aggressive, when they bad, that badness will show more faster and more clearer.
Mm-hmm.
The aggressive planets, the Krura planets are more active, way more active than the Saumya planets. Because of that, their good or bad will be very, very easily visible. For an
Okay.
example, having a very, very beneficial Saturn is way more beneficial than having a very beneficial Jupiter. Because Jupiter, definitely it is, whenever it is taking away things from you, it will take very slowly. Whenever it is giving things to you, then also it will give very slowly. Because slowly is its character.
I thought Saturn is slow.
Saturn
Slow.
is slow in movements, not in the result giving. One good Sadesati will actually teach that. Like Saturn is not at all slow in giving results. Saturn is actually very slow in changing, moving.
Okay.
For an example, you have Mahaprusha Yoga with Jupiter. You have a Mahaprusha Yoga with Saturn. You will actually experience way more success in life faster because of the Mahaprusha Yoga of Saturn, because it gives results very clearly. Mars gives results very clearly, very fastly, because they are more activated, they are more fire based. They will react faster compared to the water based planets. They are actually bad, like they are actually like less bad when they are bad, and they are less good when they are good.
Okay.
Saturn, Mars, etc. are really extremely bad when they are bad. They are also extremely good when they are good. So their differentiation is in this extremely and slowly, or like extremely and mildly. So
So
the right
Soumya is
words of
always
differentiation.
okay.
So the right words of differentiation, and the only existing differentiation in the sense of Vedic astrology, it is actually aggressive and mild.
Okay.
Dr. Vikash, can I ask one more thing in this line still? I know we're at the end, really. So just see if you want to answer that. When you told us about the influences of the planets in different houses, like when planets are strong in eighth house, they also give really good results. So I was wondering, how is that? Because normally a planet in an eighth house or six or 12 would be malefic in a way, or bad for you, right? For your horoscope.
Planet in the 6th, 8th, or 12th, planet in the 6th, 8th, or 12th does
Yes.
not become a malefic,
Ah,
does not
okay.
become a malefic for you. It become inaccessible for you. The
Okay,
planet
inaccessible.
that
Sorry.
rules the 6th, 8th, or 12th,
Yes. Sorry,
that
you're
is
right.
the one which become malefic for you.
My bad. My mistake. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for
But
correction.
planet in the 8th, if it is strong, you need to access that planet, and it will be very
Yeah.
beneficial for you.
Yeah. 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 Super. Thank you.
In the same sense, for an example, Saturn, if it is like your Lagnesh, like for example, your Aquarius ascendant, Saturn is actually one of the most beneficial planets for you. Your Capricorn ascendant, Saturn is actually one of the best planets for you. Your Taurus ascendant, Saturn is actually God for you. Taurus ascendant with a bad Saturn is better luck next time. They need Saturn to be strong and good. So Saturn can provide greatness for these signs. So in general, there is no good planet or bad planet. It is a very subjective term. But aggressive and mild planets are there. That is, like you can actually consider Mars is always aggressive. That is true. Saturn is always aggressive. That is true. Jupiter is always mild. That is true. But this mildness will be there in giving good results and giving bad results. The aggression of Mars or Saturn will be seen in giving good results, also giving bad results.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So that is it. And in here, if there is anybody who actually asked for the book, please send me the address if you have not already sent that. I will be happy to send that for you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr.
Namaste.
Vikas.
Namaste.
Namaste.